And finally tonight, building tiny houses that have a big impact.
10 News reporter Cole Sullivan shows us how one church in Kentucky is creating a community for recovery.
Down a one-lane road in McCreary County, Kentucky,
it just grabbed in my heart.
Vicki Kidd has found a calling.
I guess I caught the vision.
The tiny house vision, straight from the mind of Crossroads Community Baptist Church pastor Grant Hasty.
So we've got 13 acres of land total, and so about half of the land is going to be developed into the tiny homes.
Building 20 tiny houses in the 20th poorest county in the country.
There's a hopelessness here.
McCreary has been hit hard by the opioid epidemic.
We have a real problem with drugs, drug addictions.
And these houses will be for recovering addicts to get back on their feet.
When someone wants help and they don't have a support system behind them on a regular basis to hold them accountable, then that's when they also have issues of relapsing.
It's not a handout, it's a hand up. And that's what we need to start doing in McCreary County.
Pastor Hasty's plan for a hand up has attracted support from churches across the country. This week, a mission group from Augusta, Georgia is building 2 more tiny homes.
We feel like it's important to help people that have fallen on hard times.
Recognizing that at one point or another, everyone needs help and hope.
I think that what this will do, it will bring hope.
And a place to get back on track.
They need some place to know that they can go and start new. And that's what this is. It's a new beginning.
A tiny beginning towards solving a big problem. In McCreary County, Kentucky, Cole Sullivan, WBIR 10 News.
Takes that first step. Pastor Hasty and Crossroads Baptist hope to finish 5 houses by the end of the summer.
What an effort. Once those homes are built, they'll begin the process of deciding just who will live inside them.